Alright, this is probably going to be terrible because I usually don't do stuff like this. But on Instagram, you guys were requesting a side flip tutorial. And so Cam and I are basically going to be doing more tutorials on YouTube now so we can expand our content a little, just so we can make it more interesting, I guess. So I'm going to be doing a side flip tutorial. Cam's going to be doing a full tutorial, I believe. Yeah, we should be doing that soon. And also, the Woodward YouTube video will be out in a few weeks. I don't know, Gavin's apparently coming soon and he has the SD card, so he's gonna give the clips to Cam. We'll get it out soon. Alright, so I'm gonna be showing the technique I use for single sides, double sides, and triple sides, and then it just kind of goes on from that. But when it starts off, lots of people, I don't know, I tried teaching myself side flips the other way to kind of help me understand learning the process again more, but so this is what a normal double side for me looks like. Honestly, side flips, they're probably one of the easiest flips just because they're not scary once you learn how to get them over your back instead of your head. You can't hurt yourself. But they're probably the hardest flip to learn out of all of them. At least for me they were. So this is what my dark side, double side looks like. This is going to look more like what most people that are actually using this tutorials look like. I'm starting to learn them again, but alright, so I'm going to start going into how I learned them. Basically, when I started trying side flips, it's not like an immediate, it's not like something will just snap and you'll be doing them perfectly. It took lots of time and like trying new techniques and ways to keep myself going straight over my back. So I started off, my side flips would be like this. And I just keep spinning around at the end. And I tried tucking over my legs, I tried tucking under. I even tried tucking one leg over and one leg under, but none of them really worked, so I kept trying and I kept slowly getting more and more to my back, which is how I first started getting them straight. I'd focus on just getting it to my back instead of fully rotating a double side. So I'd start doing it like this. And more like that until you can control it like that. You can get it perfectly just to here. And then once you have it controlled like that, you can start trying more doubles, getting it rotated all the way around, just like this. Basically, the way I learned to tuck, not everyone does it like this, some people tuck under, but I tuck over on my legs right by my shins. And what I do is, instead of bringing my legs up, like on a normal flip, just to my head, I bring my head down to my knees instead. So instead of having a straight back and my head going over, I go right over my back, so it's like almost a roll. So that way you can land however you want and you probably shouldn't get hurt. Like, say that was a double back or a double front, that would have been straight to my neck. But since I'm arching over my back, I don't hurt myself. I kept playing around with that. You should start straightening out, and it should feel a lot cleaner when you do it. Spotting is another problem I ran into when I was learning them. When I first learned them, I could get them straight. I couldn't really spot them. I had no idea where I was, so I was just kind of guessing where to untuck. And not everyone spots the same way I do, but after each flip, I look down at the trampoline and just follow it with my eyes and my head. And instead of cocking my head up, I look over my shoulder, like as if you're doing like a full, like the same idea. And so I go around, I spot the tramp until I rotate over, and then I come over again and turn my head before my body makes it over. And I look around, I can spot the tramp again. Personally for me, this is the flip I have the most awareness on. That's why I can open them the stomach and all of that other stuff, which I'm also going to be teaching later in this. But first I'm just teaching the normal side flips. And so after you can spot, you should be able to see the tramp after each one really easily. Like that. After you do all those, basically it's not going to feel perfect immediately. You have to keep grinding them, you have to keep trying them until they become straight. And eventually they should be good, but it does take a lot of patience and effort. Eventually they should click and they'll work. Alright, so now I'm going to do a triple side flip so you guys can see how mine look, and I'm going to put it in slow mo just so it's easier to study the tech. Alright, so after about 2.5 years of training side flips, that's how my triple side looks right now. The form I've been using hasn't really changed since I first did my first triple side landing. It kind of looks the same. It's just my power that's been improving and my overall awareness on the trick. But besides that, that's about it. Alright guys, huck for Holden! My camera's tilted. Okay, now I'm going to be teaching you guys how I do side flips to stomach because a lot of people were asking for that too. Alright, so I don't know how it works if you don't have side flips like the way I teach them in this, but for me, since they're over my back, after I finish the side flip and I get just about to here to my side, what I do to get it to stomach is I slide flip to my right. So what I do is I pull off my left arm and I turn towards my chest. And basically, when I started learning it, I would just spin out to my stomach. But once I got more comfortable with the whole idea of doing it, I could get more height and I could actually turn instead of just spinning. I could start going like that. And it just made it a lot easier to get power out of it. But basically the way I taught myself was doing it out of kaboom flat spins because they were a lot lower and it didn't hurt to mess up on them. And then I started doing it to double sides and then I worked my way up to triple side and quad side. And then all other variations like that. All there is to it is pulling your bottom hand off of your knee so you can turn towards your stomach and your body will naturally curve towards the tramp and open to your stomach. But this is what it looks like. Alright, so that's all I have for the tutorial. I didn't really mind this, so if you guys have any other suggestions for tutorials or anything else like this, I will try to do it.